Welcome to the Picket Line. I'm Laura Stiles. On July 21st, the Arizona primary is critical for Phoenix workers. We'll cover transit accountability and what it means for you. Stay with us.
I'm done being polite. A woman is dead, run down by a Valley Metro bus on May 28th in West Phoenix. Another woman died in July 2025 after her car was hit by one of these same buses, and drivers are on record saying they're afraid to drive these damn things. This isn't bad luck. This is systemic corruption and rigged politics in action. Valley Metro and the city of Phoenix keep handing out long-term sweetheart contracts to Transdev and Keolis while equipment falls apart and people die. And who's supposed to fight for us? The so-called leaders of ATU Local 1433. You losers and cowards sitting in the union office. You watch drivers get told to drive unsafe buses. You watch safety complaints get buried. And what do? Nothing. You stay complicit. You collect your salaries and your automatic assessments while real working people pay with their lives. You are cowards who sold out the rank and file. You are losers who would rather keep the rigged game going than stand up for safety. Every single contract and extension must include ironclad demands, performance metrics on safety with money withheld when they fail, retention standards, independent audits with real driver input, and zero-tolerance anti-retaliation language. If they can't meet basic standards, they don't get to operate here. Period. Call the Advocate hotline right now, 602-905-6493. This is the line that actually gives you the tools to protect yourself. We follow the money. We see the rigged game. And we are done letting it cost lives. This is the Picket Line. We demand better.
With the primary election just 3 days away on July 21, every voter in this state needs to understand what's really on the ballot this November. Control of the Arizona legislature and the future of our economy, our infrastructure, and our public transit system. Right now, Republicans hold narrow majorities in both chambers, 17-13 in the Senate and 33-27 in the House. Democrats are mounting their strongest push in decades to flip both chambers and deliver the first Democratic trifecta in 60 years, pairing a likely Hobbs re-election with full legislative control. As a progressive business advocate, I believe this matters far beyond partisan scorekeeping. State legislatures control 86% of the policies that directly shape our daily lives, from infrastructure funding and workforce development to safety regulations. Arizona still provides zero dedicated state funding for public transit. Every dollar for Valley Metro buses, light rail extensions, and operator training comes from local taxes, federal grants, and long-term contracts with private operators like Transdev and Keolis. We've already seen what happens when accountability is weak. Fatal accidents involving Valley Metro buses. Drivers saying they're afraid to get behind the wheel. Recent audits flagging ongoing expense control problems. This election will decide whether the next legislator writes stronger rules, enforceable safety metrics with financial penalties, mandatory high-road apprenticeship programs with living wages, independent audits with frontline workers, and real anti-retaliation protections. Look past the sound bites. Ask every candidate where they stand on dedicated transit funding, stronger contractor standards, and real investment in apprenticeships. Call the Advocate hotline at 602-905-6493. This is the Picket Line. We follow the money so you don't have to.
Laura laid out the stakes on the legislative elections pretty clearly, and on a lot of it, she's right. This election matters. Control of the legislature decides who writes the rules on how billions in taxpayer money gets spent on transit. It decides whether we finally get real safety standards and real performance metrics on these contractors. But here's where I push back. We've already got a Democratic mayor in Phoenix and a Democratic governor in Katie Hobbs. And what has that delivered? Fatal bus accidents. Drivers saying they're afraid to get behind the wheel because of maintenance issues. Keolis getting another 4-year extension through 2030 with no serious accountability. Recent audits still flagging weak expense controls at Valley Metro. Same contractors, same problems, same lack of real consequences. This isn't about picking a team. This is about a rigged system where political money and long-term relationships protect the contractors more than they protect the people doing the work or riding the buses. Every contract must have enforceable safety metrics with real money withheld when they fail, retention standards, independent audits with frontline workers, and strong anti-retaliation protections. Mandatory high-road apprenticeship programs with living wages during training. If you're a transit worker tired of watching the same problems get ignored, call the Advocate Hotline at 602-905-6493. We follow the money, we see the game, and we're done playing by their rules. This is the Picket Line.